Hey, it's Kathleen Burns Kingsbury, and I am answering questions that advisors have and providing the answers on my YouTube channel and my social media to help everybody. So I recently got a question about what do you do if you have a client who believes that you should have been able to predict the volatility in the marketplace? And I know some of you out there have experienced that. I think one thing to keep in mind with your clients right now is that if they are under stress, they are in fight or flight. And that means that their hormones may be releasing a high level of cortisol and adrenaline. And if they are in fight or flight, they're either going to be incredibly anxious or frustrated and angry. And so a blaming activity is a form of anger and blaming you for not knowing better. When we all know in this field there's no way to predict the market, and that you do share with your clients that that is part of the risk of investing. So it gets down to, what do you do? Well, one of the things you can do is to explore a little bit with them about their thoughts around the fact that it's your fault. So typically, what we would do if someone blames us is to step back and get very defensive. So instead of getting defensive and moving back, what you want to do is lean in, which is counterintuitive, but it is something that would be helpful. And say, I understand that you feel I could have predicted this. Tell me a little bit about your thought process and how you believe that I could have let you know, and what would you have liked for me to do different? And then hear them out. It gives them a chance to express what they're feeling, for you to get in tune with their thought process. How irrational or rational is it? And also for you then to be offering another perspective. Because one of the things that's really helpful when somebody is flooded with emotions is to be able to give them a different perspective. One of the best things to do is if somebody is to give them an opportunity to express their perspective, and then to ask them to shift perspectives. So it may be tempting to give them your perspective right away, but I would say do this interim step, which is ask them, if you were to look at it from another perspective, maybe the person that was sitting with me a year ago when we developed this plan and you signed and agreed to this particular portfolio with this particular risk, what do you think that person, that version of your person was thinking? And what do you think the future person might think when the market rebounds? What perspective might you have on this situation then? And so to get them to kind of move to different perspectives gets them out of that focus and blame on you and more into, well, let me look at it from a variety of different viewpoints. Another question you can ask is, if you were me, what would you have done differently? So that's getting them into your perspective. And then, of course, gently letting them know that you had explained to them the risk, that you appreciate all these different perspectives, and that really what you hope to do is focus on what we can do today and moving forward to help them ease their anxiety and to push through this volatile time in the marketplace. So hopefully those tips have been useful. To lean into somebody who is blaming and ask for more information about how they see it is your fault, to then ask them what their perspective is, and to help them shift perspectives to what they thought in the past, what they might think in the future under different circumstances, or if they have someone they admire that's not you, ask them their perspective or what they think that person would think. So it's shifting those perspectives and getting them to think in a different way. And then most importantly, asking them to develop a short-term plan with you to help ease their anxiety. So hopefully that's been helpful. If you're interested in more tips or tools, you want to sign up for my blog at kbkwealthconnection.com/blog. I'm going to be writing a lot about this in the coming weeks and months. You can also reach out to me on Twitter at KBK Speaks. And last but not least, if you want individual support on your cases, definitely ping me at kbkwealthconnection.com, because I'd love to help you out. It's a tricky time for all of us, but we'll make it through. Thanks.